I'm so excited to share that we have a song that is coming out, first one in a little while. It's the first track that we're releasing from our new album, Mystery, which we have been cooking up for a long time now. And the song is called Turn That Wall Into a Door. It's a song that has really unfolded over a number of years. And in my years of writing songs, I've just learned to really have faith in the process and be patient with it. And sometimes songs come pretty quickly and pretty formed. And this one really took some time. I had the line, turn that wall into a door, turn that wall into a door. What do you think we're living for? Turn that wall into a door. I had that and was singing that for a couple of years. And I knew it was going to be a Ganesha song. And I had some ideas singing the mantra, Jai Ganesha, Om Gang Ganapataye Namaha. These mantras connect us to Ganesha, and Ganesha can be related to in a few different ways. In one dimension, Ganesha is a deity, a form of the divine from the Hindu tradition, worshipped by millions of people, adored and beloved. Another level, Ganesha is a mythological figure who is symbolic and representative of powerful energies that we all have inside of ourselves as human beings. In both ways, Ganesha represents this possibility of transforming something that in one moment can feel very limiting, very inhibiting, into an opening, into an opportunity, into a teacher and a vehicle to help us to move forward along the path. So traditionally, Ganesha would be very auspicious to sing Ganesha mantras at the beginning of a journey, at the beginning of an endeavor. So far I had the chorus of the song and the mantras, but I knew it was incomplete. There would be more pieces that would be discovered along the way, and it was just a matter of time before finding them. A few years back, my wife Farah, Naz, and I were at a cabin, a rustic cabin in Mendocino, right on the coast. And we were at this place was super funky, and there was all kinds of odd things on the walls and contraptions and disembodied doll heads and quotes and signs and toys just randomly tacked up on the walls. And in the bathroom, there was a quote on the wall by Ralph Waldo Emerson. So I saw it a good few times every day. And the quote said, "Finish each day and be done with it. You have done what you could. Some blunders and absurdities no doubt crept in. Forget them as soon as you can. Tomorrow is a new day. You shall begin it serenely and with too high a spirit to be encumbered with your old nonsense." So I was seeing that quote, on the wall, and I loved it. And every time I went to the bathroom, I read it multiple times and was super inspired by it. And I was spending some time seeing if I could really develop some of these songs, these new compositions. And I read that and I was like, maybe I can play around with those verses inside the song. Before I even tried, I went on Google just to find out what's up with Ralph Waldo Emerson and his public domain status, and would I need to get permission from his family if I wanted to create this song. So I go on Google, Ralph Waldo Emerson, quotations, public domain. A list of his quotes come up on Google, and one of the first ones at the top says, "Every wall is a door." Every wall is a door. And I just goosebumps. My heart started beating, goosebumps. And I was like, oh my God, this is so meant to be, just perfect. And so just went about putting this beautiful quote to song. And it felt so perfect, not only that Ralph Waldo Emerson had made this statement, every wall is a door, but I also began to think about Emerson and the transcendentalists and these were some of the first Americans that were influenced by yoga and influenced by some of the powerful spiritual scriptures from India, including the Upanishads. And I was like, wow, this is, on one level, seems, strange to put these two influences together, but on another level, it just fits so perfectly, and it just felt so right in my heart. And it also occurred to me that Ganesha is a symbol of yoga and a powerful symbol of disparate things that seem like they shouldn't go together, that they don't belong, different things, unified and integrated and finding relationship and finding home with one another. And the word yoga translates as union, wholeness. Ganesha with the elephant head and the human body symbolizes so many things, some of which the harmonization of our animal instincts and our humanity, of nature and culture. Ganesha really symbolizing the possibility of bringing together opposites, of finding home and ease and connection and harmony inside paradox, of bringing different elements together to create a new being, which is who Ganesha is, the story of his birth. So in that spirit, it feels like the song is very faithful to the symbolism and the deeper meaning of Ganesha. And for that matter, our way of approaching all of our music, which is very much one of exploring the possibilities of an integration, of an honoring the threads and the connections between different kinds of music, different spiritual and cultural traditions, and finding the universal connections between them, a way, like Ganesha's body, to bring these disparate parts together that brings more harmony and more grace and the possibility of more healing to the world. Something that makes being in a band and being in this band really special is just the way that we share and blend our influences and our inspirations musically with each other and create a chemistry that is really unique and that wouldn't be possible if it were different people or if we were by ourselves. The song continued to take a life of its own, and once it got into Gwendolyn and Alvin's hands, they added, of course, their amazing musicianship. Of course, there is nobody in the world like Gwendolyn. She has an incredible singing voice. She's one of my favorite singers. And, of course, she's the queen of rhythm. And she always adds so much spirit and spark to our music. And she definitely did that in this tune. One of the things that I'm always excited about is hearing what Alvin has to say musically in response to an idea that I've shared or a song that we're building together. Alvin is an incredible musician who has a deep gift for song structure and keeping things interesting and dynamic and moving. After listening to some of the evolution in the vocal parts on the song, Alvin went back and created the whole other approach to the guitar parts that really added this sweetness and this playful levity to the song that really made a difference in the overall sound. We've been so blessed to be able to record with our friend Jeff Sipe. He's a masterful drummer and beautiful presence, and created an incredible groove for this song for everybody to drop deep into. Debrissa McKinney, who's an amazing singer in Asheville, North Carolina, came in, and she and Gwendolyn had a blast singing harmonies together. The harmony part that ended up being developed there reminded us a lot of the female harmony vocal parts in Bob Marley and the Wailers songs, and definitely the song ended up developing this kind of an island-like feel to it. And as it took on a spirit and a life of its own, began to feel like, wow, I would love to hear some horns, on this. Talked to Alvin and Gwendolyn about it, and they were totally game for it and excited. And so we ended up reaching out to Mark Mullins, who is one of New Orleans' most beloved trombone players, an incredible horn arranger as well. And he ended up arranging the horn section for this and brought in his buddies Bobby and Jason to play on trumpet and tenor saxophone. And they added just a whole nother spirit to the song that added this really beautiful New Orleans, flavor to it. The last voice that I want to acknowledge, who really helped to sew the whole thing together, is our producer Chris Rosser from Hollow Reed Studios in Asheville, North Carolina. Chris is just a really beautiful soul, an amazing musician, and has been a midwife in a sense for our music years. I'm super grateful for the collaboration with him. We recorded a lot of the tracks at a beautiful studio in Asheville called Sound Temple Studios, founded by Robert George. And Robert designed the studio as a space for creating sacred music. It's got all this sacred geometry and its architecture, and just a really, really beautiful place to record. It definitely has taken on a lot of life since those first moments of singing. Just turned that wall into a door by myself, at home. So cool to watch a song grow, over the years and develop new dimensions and colors and spectrums to it. In many ways, this moment right now, this springtime, feels like the most auspicious spring that we have experienced in decades. The cautious optimism, the possibility that we may begin to take some steps out of the pandemic, some cautious steps, and open up to community again, open up to connecting to one another. The joy of transforming something that has been very limiting and been very uncertain into something that can be open and more free and new possibilities, and breaking through some of the binds that we have certainly felt collectively as a culture. Also breaking through some of the old patterns and old paradigms that have caused so much suffering. This is a song to help us to dance through that. I hope that it can be something you can turn to when you're feeling stuck and you want to awaken a little bit more joy and sense of possibility. Thank you so much for listening to it. We encourage you to share it with your friends, put it on playlists, send it out, beam it out, and we really appreciate it and look forward to the moment when we can sing it together in person. Thank you so much.